Hi, I'm Wilhelm. Did you know that there are multitudes of souls in the astral realms trying to influence us and use us for their own goals? Have you ever wondered why powerful politicians and others who create havoc in this world never seem to encounter their own karma and instead continue living in extreme comfort and luxury? Well, the spiritual world has given us a very clear answer to this.
Imagine a human being who becomes deeply obsessed with an idea, a concept or desire, be it religious, political, scientific or otherwise, and may even become a successful leader in their field. When this person dies, their obsession or passion doesn't die with them. Instead, it can propel their soul toward other souls in the astral worlds who share the same obsession and beliefs, as everything in the spiritual spheres operates on the law of attraction, like attracts like. Now the soul is surrounded by like-minded souls, which we can call special interest groups. In her books, Gabriele explains that various interest groups in the astral realms manipulate, control and promote human beings through energy fields. These groups connect with individuals who carry similar tendencies, desires or passions. Let us look at some examples. For instance, there could be souls who were scientists in a previous lifetime and now use their influence over scientists here on Earth. Or there might be souls groups of various religious leaders who now control religious authorities, indoctrinating large numbers of followers. Additionally, there are interest groups of souls who held prominent positions in politics and now influence politicians and their followers around the world who share their dogmas and ideologies. Another group could be former medical doctors who work through current doctors on Earth. Or think of former generals and war leaders who now encourage those in powerful positions to start new wars and military conflicts. So there are many different interest groups of souls who pursue their own goals and interests through human beings on Earth. Their goals are always the same: to achieve through humans what they could not complete in previous incarnations. Now let's look how they actually control other human beings here on Earth. As we have seen in my videos, prior to our incarnation, we, as a soul, are given a rough outline of our future life on Earth, resembling a predetermined elliptical pathway. From birth to death, we see all the self-created karmic challenges or obstacles that we must either clear up and overcome or expiate in form of suffering, illness, or other blows of fate. However, we are also shown the help that awaits us if we choose to incarnate, such as the presence of our guardian spirit. For most of us, the main reason we wish to incarnate is the possibility of clearing our karmic burden much faster here on Earth than would be possible in the spiritual purification spheres. Sadly, many people do not take advantage of the unique opportunity that the Earth School provides. They often end up at the same level of consciousness as when they first incarnated. However, those who live by the divine laws of love in their sensations, feelings, thoughts, speech and actions, and who strive to overcome their karmic obstacles, will eventually be drawn by the causal computer to enter a higher ellipse, and then an even higher ellipse. Eventually, the soul will be vibrationally attracted by the mercy radiation of God's Spirit and be ready to enter the kingdom or absolute reality once again from where it originally came. This is the ideal version. But there are also souls who during their incarnation follow their obsession and passions and become even more entangled in the temptations and negativity of this world, moving on ellipses that are increasingly distant from the God Center. This is the opportunity these astral interest groups are waiting for. For instance, if a person lives with a lot of aggression, hatred, or pride, or disparages their fellow humans, their soul is no longer fully in their body. This opens them up to astral forces that can enter, control, and use them. These forces can also be individual souls, as discussed in my video on soul possessions, or entire groups of souls. And here is the interesting thing. To maximize and extend their influence, these astral forces operate through energy fields, enabling them to move the person or body they control from one ellipse to another. This manipulation becomes crucial when the individual is about to face the consequences of their negative and destructive actions, also known as karma. Just before the karma would take effect, these astral forces or interest groups can shift their victim to a different life path, thereby avoiding the karmic repercussions such as illness or other misfortunes like criminal consequences for the time being. Furthermore, these astral forces can also alter the victim's predetermined time of death. By vibrationally moving their victim to yet another ellipse, they can extend the person's life on Earth, allowing these forces to continue their selfish work through that individual. The person may be totally unaware of the manipulation, enjoying how smoothly everything seems to work out for him, as his cravings for power, wealth and prestige are satisfied. Little does he know that negative or satanic groups are the ones fulfilling his worldly dreams and goals, making him rich and powerful. Through thought injections, these forces can easily influence him to pursue vices such as excessive sexuality, drugs, gluttony, and even crime. However, this comes with a steep price. Often, it is only after physical death that such a soul realizes they have entered a Faustian bargain and become indebted to these astral forces or entities. To repay these debts, the soul may have to become their servant in the astral worlds, or in some cases be pushed into another incarnation by these negative groups to continue their self-serving work on Earth.
Now let us be clear, not every rich, powerful, famous and successful person is possessed or controlled by unseen astral forces. However, as we all know, there are quite a few famous people who seem to get away with substantial criminal, moral and ethical transgressions without facing any consequences. Not only that, they are even celebrated and admired by their followers. However, all karmic burdens they manage to avoid in this lifetime are not eliminated. They will be waiting for the soul to be cleared up or expiated at another time. This video was inspired by two books written by Gabriele. The first one is called Astral Horror and the other one is called Dein Leben im Diesseits ist dein Leben im Jenseits. Roughly translated, as you live here, you will live in the beyond. But this book is not yet available in English. Links to both books will you find under this video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe and I will meet you in my next one.